Hey everybody, welcome back. This week we are going through the difference between calibrated and non-calibrated sizes. We've been getting a lot of questions on that because it's a little different from carat weight. So we wanted to dive a little deeper to kind of bring a bit of clarity for you guys. So we're going to start with calibrated sizes. A lot of people ask, well, what is calibrated, right? So calibrated size is essentially a standard commercial size that is understood within our industry. A good example for ovals is like 7x5, 8x6, 9x7, or rounds like 5mm, 6mm, 6.5. And they typically run in about 0.5mm gauges, okay, in increments. That's usually for about 4mm above, and under 4mm they go by about like 0.25mm gauge, and as it gets smaller, it gets a little tighter. Some may ask, like, why go with the calibrated sizes? Number one thing is consistency. For calibrated sizes, when you look at a calibrated size 8mm, no matter if you're here, in Europe, or anywhere around the world, 8mm will be the same size. Versus carat weight could be like 3-4 stones, and it's all the same 1.5 carat, hypothetically, right? You're looking at different diameter measurements because the weight is really how deep the stone is and how it's cut based on the table, the pavilion, etc., right? So that's one of the reasons why we celebrate and practice calibrated sizes at our shop. It's important for us to keep consistency because for design, it allows customers to believe in the quality and what they see in our 3D CAD designs and also what you see in the photos. For us, all of our tiny little diamonds or tiny little accent stones, they're all calibrated to 0.05mm consistency. So that's why when you look at every single of our designs, you'll see a clean, straight row of stones all the way through, whether it's weaved or straight. And that's because we have a very strict standard with that. That is like, best practice for quality designers, and that's something that we practice at our shop with. For stones that go beyond the 0.05mm gauge, for the smaller tiny little stones on the side, you will see like unevenness, and that's something that we don't really like, and we're kind of a stickler to that. Like that's why we do the 0.05, and that applies also to our consistency with the color and clarity on the side stones as well. We make sure that everything is consistent throughout the entire process. That's one of the reasons why we have earned glowing reviews over the decades. That's one of the reasons why you'll see and you receive the product, they look exactly like the photos, because the photos that we provide for you online are not 3D CAD images, they are of finished products. So that's a huge difference in terms of what you think you're gonna get. In terms of how it converts into Moissanites, typically do about 5mm up to like, I think 11mm, that's what we have in full stock options that are readily available. We're gonna go through, and if you wanna take a look at this, these are kind of our generic sizes, or generic most popular sizes that we have. Here is about a 5mm, 6mm, 6.5, 7, 7.5, 8, and 9. Now in terms of carat, okay, the 5 is gonna be about a 1/2 carat, the 6 is about a 3/4 carat, 6.5 is about a 1 carat, a 7mm is about a 1.25 give or take carat, 7.5 is about a carat and a half, 8mm is about a 2 carat, and 9mm is about 2 3/4 carat. And when we talk about carat, it's about what the diamond weight equivalent would be, typically speaking. When you actually weigh the product, it's not going to be close to that size because they're sold by calibrated sizes. When we provide the weight, it's roughly what it would be if it was actually a diamond. Calibrated sizes are important for design because we want what you see in the photos to be exactly what you get in terms of measurement. Calibrated sizes is really just a set formula so that there is a consistency with the size you're gonna see online and what you're gonna in comparison to the shank, which is the band of the ring. That's one of the reasons why, like, when people are like, well, I don't understand why they don't have calibrated sizes for like diamonds and for colored stones that are natural, and that's because they tend to lose a lot more money when they have to cut it to a calibrated size. So that's why a lot of times you'll see like off sizes, and that's why we kind of suggest or provide a custom price quote for things that are not in the calibrated forms. I hope that that helps answer most of your questions for why people use calibrated versus non-calibrated. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to us at help@Love and Promise Jewelers, or you are more than welcome to leave something on the wall. Next week, we're going to be talking about band widths, how thin is too thin, and how thick is too thick based on the lifestyle that you guys practice. And if you have any questions that you guys might have, feel free to message us on a wall. I think it's down there, right? And if you like, please hit subscribe. And we'll be back next week and answer some more of your questions. Stay tuned.